Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to the Phightins Final here on the Edge of Philly Sports with your boy Matty B here on this Sunday afternoon. And yeah, we came a Sir Anthony Dominguez away from a sweep of the Cardinals today, 6-5. Phillies losers in St. Louis. They did manage to take 2 out of 3, and they did manage to cut into that magic number for a playoff spot, now down to 10. But a Sir Anthony Dominguez, where have you gone, man? Jeez Louise, just a couple seasons ago, this guy was touted as the next thing. I mean, he was the next Brad Lidge, Doug McGraw, all rolled up into one, and now he is a shadow of that former self as he gives up that game-winning home run there in the eighth inning. And obviously, when you look at this game, it's kind of hard to kind of lay it all on Sir Anthony. It's hard. Ty Walker pitched this one. Another befuddling start by Taijuan Walker. He did manage to hang around for 7 innings, but a very painful 7 innings it was. 109 pitches through those 7 innings, and Paul Goldschmidt continues his dominance over this team. And he had himself a day. He had himself a series, really, yesterday as well. But the Phillies, they get out of town with 2 out of 3. And you got to be happy about that as we get to this point of the season. There are still a lot of concerns, right? There's still a lot of things to not be happy about. But, when you're 10 games away from clinching your second straight playoff berth, hey, we'll take it when we can get them, I guess. On to Atlanta next, and the National League East champion Braves, who hopefully will be sitting people. So the Phillies maybe get some more cut into that magic number a bit more heading into this weekend when they come home against the Mets. And Walter hits me up with old Anthony not reliable. He's not. I don't know what's gone wrong with Sir Anthony. I know he had the injury issues. He kind of hasn't been the same since. Is it as simple as that? Is it a product of injuries? I don't know, but I remember those days where he was touted as the next best thing, and those days have absolutely faded away into the netherworld, so to speak. Let's head over to the box score, though, and check out what went down here. For the Cardinals on the day, or for the Phillies on the day, 5 runs on 11 hits, no errors. Cardinals 6 runs, 9 hits. They did have an error. The scoring, again, Taijuan Walker managed to somehow stick around for 7 innings in this game, but the Cardinals got to him in the 3rd inning, and they got to him in a big way. Goldschmidt would double in, 2 runs to make it 2-0 Braves. Cardinals, I'm ahead of myself. And then Ariando would follow that up with a double. So back-to-back doubles, and you have a 3-0 deficit for the Phillies heading into the 4th inning. But Bryson Stott would get the Phillies on the board. He would sacrifice in Bryce Harper to make it a 3-1, and then Castellanos would ground into a fielder's choice to make it 3-2. Well, actually, it was 3-2. Bohm would score, and then Remuto would come in on that error by the second baseman, which would then tie things up at 3-3. And then that would be really it would stay that way for about an inning and a half, and then Goldschmidt would homer to make it 4-3, and then Arenado would make it 5-3 Cardinals in that inning. So obviously the combination of those two just not working well for the Phillies. It doesn't really work well for many teams, as Goldschmidt a little bit. Both of them had down years, but still very formidable bats in the lineup, and they feasted on Phillies pitching today. Alec Bohm, though, would try to get the Phillies back in this thing in the 8th with a homer to make it 5-4, and he did, because the 8th, that would spring another run in that inning. A single by Castellanos to drive in Stott to make it 5-5, and then in the 8th inning, Jordan Walker would hit the go-ahead winning 400-foot bomb to left field off of Sir Anthony. 6-5 is your final. On the offensive ledger for the Phillies, Kyle Schwarber 1 for 4 with a walk and a strikeout. The reason why I go to him every game is because he's right there. He's the first person in the lineup. I see him right off the bat, and I can't help myself. Trey Turner 2 for 5. Bohm was 2 for 4 today with an RBI and a homer. He also had a walk. Bryson Stott 2 for 4. Really, where would this team be this year without Alec Bohm and Bryson Stott? I shudder to think. JT 0 for 4. He did score a run though, and then pretty much that. Goldschmidt on the day, 2 for 4, 2 runs, 3 RBIs. He did have the homer and he struck out once. And Nolan Arenado, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs as well. As again, those two feasted on Phillies pitching. They always seem to do it. Taiwan Walker, as aforementioned, 7 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs. They were earned. He did have 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and he gave up the 1 home run. And then Sir Anthony, who gets the loss, deservedly so, costs up the go ahead / game winning home run in the 8th inning as the Cardinals find their way to victory today, salvaging a game of the series for them. But the Phillies do manage to take 2 out of 3. The Phillies 26th, that's 2-6 series win of the season. Dakota Hudson, 5 innings pitched. He gave up 5 hits, 3 runs. They were earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Libator, Gallegos, King, and Hesley. He gets to save his 11th. The win would go to King as the lowly Cardinals find a way to take one from the Phillies. The first loss the Phillies have suffered against the Cardinals all season. So I guess it's a positive thing as they finish their season series with them, as these two teams are obviously heading in 2 different directions. The Phillies, of course, headed hopefully in the next 10 games to the playoffs, and the Cardinals heading home for the 2023 season in about 2 weeks. So there you have it. 6-5 Cardinals winners. Walter says Phillies have never swept the Cardinals in a season-long series. Yeah, and we'll have to wait to 2024 for that to happen now, Walter, right? But again, I can't really be that upset. Two out of 3. They handled their business. Now they got to go to Atlanta, and hopefully the Braves are not playing all their good players. Hopefully we don't have to see Acuna, and then we get the Mets at home. So we could be talking playoffs this time next week. I mean, knock on some wood here. Hopefully that's the case, but Phillies win. And, it's funny how we we really like to kind of analyze everything. We analyze the wins, I think, more than we do the losses for this team. Let's take a look around the scores in Major League Baseball on this football Sunday. Games that there are no games currently underway or in progress. There's a game tonight. The Cubs and Diamondbacks are your ESPN game. Huge playoff implications to the Phillies. Games that have gone final: the Orioles over the Rays 5-4. Yankees lose to the Pirates 3-2. Blue Jays beat the Red Sox 3-2. The Marlins pummel the Braves, and again, hopefully this thing keeps up. 16-2, the Marlins beat the Braves today. Hopefully that's the same type of thing we're going to be dealing with this week in Atlanta when we see the AAA version of the Atlanta Braves. Hopefully 8-4 Mets winners over the Reds, good for the Phillies. 9-2 Guardians over the Rangers. 7-1 Astros over the Royals. 4-0 Twins over the White Sox. 2-1 Nationals over the Brewers. The Giants beat the Rockies 11-10. Tigers over the Angels 5-3. Padres over the A's 10-1. And 6-1 Dodgers over the Mariners is your day in the major leagues on your Sunday. Wild card stuff right now. Phillies currently, as we sit, of course, Cubs haven't played yet, still holding that 3-game lead over the Cubs for that number 1 wild card slot. If the playoffs were to start today, the Marlins and Diamondbacks, who are currently tied for that 3rd spot, the Marlins would win out by percentage points, so they would be the 3rd wild card. But it's the Cubs, Marlins, and Phillies right now. Diamondbacks are currently tied for that 3rd spot, and the Reds are still just a half a game out. The Giants 2 games out, but they're kind of starting to fade a little bit. And there's the most up-to-date wild card standings as the Cubs have yet to play. Of course, don't forget the Angels, White Sox, Royals, A's, and Rockies have all been officially eliminated from postseason play in 2023. And there you have, and of course, with the Braves clinching a spot, the Tampa Bay Rays have also clinched a spot in the postseason, along with the Baltimore Orioles. So Tampa, Baltimore, and Atlanta are and the Dodgers have currently clinched respective playoff spots in this year's postseason, as we're getting closer and closer to that magical time of the year, which is October baseball. The Phillies, again, will take this show on the road to Atlanta on tomorrow. Zach Wheeler will get the ball, and he'll be faced by Kyle Wright. 7:20 start down there in Hotlanta as the Phillies look to continue to kind of chop into that magic number and get to where they got to be. 6-5 losers today. Taiwan Walker, a very befuddling game. Managed to stick around somehow for 7 innings. Wasn't really dominant. Was in and out, inconsistent. Not good when you think about what we might need him to do here in the next couple weeks, because we're going to have to start looking at what that postseason rotation might look like. And of course, Sir Anthony is probably the big story of the day. Once again, not able to locate, and gives up the big, massive home run to Jordan Walker in the eighth inning, the game winner for the St. Louis Cardinals, as they managed to salvage a game from the three-game series over the Phillies and avoid the sweepage. Folks, listen, it's a short, fast, and a hurry episode of the final tonight. One to come on. We're running a little behind. It was a long day for me, but I was able to get on. I just want to come in here and kind of wrap that up. Don't forget, check us out. I'm trying to get out of here without doing what I'm supposed to do. Don't forget, Dolan's Bar and Grill down there on 24 East Sellers Ave in Ridley Park for Quizzo music, great times, memorabilia giveaways. You never know who might walk through the front door. Give Dolan's a try. Philly Sports Trips. If you want to travel like the pros, look no further than Philly Sports Trips. They got you covered for the Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, and Eagles. Head over to their website at phillysportstrips.com. Check out everything they have to offer. And if you find yourself in need of some workman's compensation, motor vehicle accident, personal injury, or criminal law questions or concerns, give Dave Cherry a call at 610-565-0300. And then head over to Sherry's Ticket Town for the lowest and greatest prices in sports, concerts, and theater tickets at www.sherrystickets.com. Family owned and operated since 1946. Save an additional 10% with the promo code EOP10. And take one last look at our I know this is Sunday, so this is one last final look at our schedule for the week. The new schedule will be out later on tonight. There was some PM in the AM this morning. You're looking at me at the Phightins final, and then tonight, don't forget the boys over at the lacrosse show, all lacrosse all the time, will get you wrapped up into your work week starting tomorrow. Just again, you're welcome, Mike. You owe me, man. Nah, Mike's a good guy. Yeah, 6-5 losers today. So, you don't want to see it. Obviously, when you looked at this series, especially coming off of what happened last week, you really were excited about the fact that the Phillies had a chance to go in and get really healthy. And they, I'm not gonna say they blew an opportunity. They took 2 out of 3. They won the series, their 26th series win of the season. But you don't like leaving meat on the bone. And today they did. Sir Anthony, once again, I don't know what's going on there. It's a question that's probably going to have to wait till another day. But do we trust Sir Anthony in the postseason? Do you trust him coming into any situation in the postseason? Maybe except if you're getting blown out. But I mean, where do you stand on that? So Phillies are still trying to find themselves. And that's a little concerning on September 17th, that the Phillies are trying to find an identity, especially on the pitching mound this deep into the season. So Sir Anthony kind of comes up small again. Phillies come up small. In general, they lose today 6-5 to the Cardinals, on to Atlanta, and hopefully get that magic number down. And then we got the Mets here at home. So good times are coming. We got to handle this business. We got to win these games that we have an opportunity to win. The Braves should be resting their players. Hopefully we can take maybe 2 out of 3 or potentially sweep them. And get this thing really interesting heading into the latter part of September and get this thing locked up so we can rest. Maybe that would be a great thing. We get the opportunity to rest some players. But don't forget, join us tomorrow night after the game and after every Phillies game here on the Phightins final, as we will bring you all the greatest and coverage of the Phillies. Till we talk again, go Phils.